sometimes have doubts in life. You see, having doubts in life isn't such a negative thing as you may well think. You see, having doubts gives you an opportunity possibly to learn something, gain some more knowledge, some experience, some awareness. You see, if we have no doubts in life, then sometimes actually we can become very complacent. And although it's good to have acceptance of certain things, complacency is something very, very, very different. And we take certain things for granted. You see, I'll give you an example. What's my future? What's your future? What's going to happen next? What's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen in a month's time? What's happening in a year's time? What's going to happen when I leave this body? And these are the type of questions that we can't necessarily answer for ourselves. And this is why we're sometimes challenged. And this is sometimes why we have certain doubts. Should I do this or should I not? What is going to be our best advantage? What is going to be the best way of filling time? How can I learn more? How can I earn more money? How can I have better status in life? I must do this within a certain time frame, because if I don't complete it within a certain time frame, I may not get what I want in life. And usually life is all about being successful by having everything that one needs: money, home, job, family, possessions. And that's how most people measure their successes, is what they have. But I want to put a doubt in that statement. Should we be measuring by what we have? And this is why there is a need to have a doubt, because actually sometimes when we go a little bit deeper, we can find there's a different type of wealth. And wealth can be in knowledge, wealth can be in life experiences, wealth can be in being more directed towards humanitarian things. It could be, wealth could be that you're a more kindful person, more mindful and more caring and more loving and more giving person. And I feel that a lot of the things in life that are measured are possibly not the right way of measured, because we go through life in this very competitive form from a very young age. We're told, yes, be the most successful son, be the most successful daughter, have this, have that, have prestige, have a good job, have lots of wealth, have your own business, have a car, have home, have all of the things that you want in your life. But actually, we don't know what's going to happen, and we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But, and this is why we need to consider that maybe there's more to life than we think. You see, today I'm reading the Bhagavad Gita. I'm in chapter 6 and I'm looking at verse 39. And in this chapter, Lord Krishna is explaining to Arjuna that he knows our past, he knows our present, and he knows our future. Everything has been planned, and it's very, 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 very beautiful. But Arjuna has a question mark. But what about those who don't achieve the full successes in their life, who don't spiritualize their lives enough in order to maybe go back to Godhead? And sometimes we get caught up in trying and even trying too hard, because we have a target, an aim, objective, a goal in life. And it's all well to have a good goal, a good aim in life, but on the basis that we don't make it the focus of our life. Because when we make it the focus, we end up doing things for an achievement, a success, a marker in life that we've achieved something. But the Lord is trying to teach us better values in the sense that actually maybe we don't need to think about every target on a day by day basis, moment by moment basis. So what is it I'm looking at is this, or what the Lord is trying to explain to us is this. In life, we shouldn't take anything for granted, number one. Number two, I'm not God, you're not God, we'll never be God. So we need to stop behaving like God by thinking, oh, we can plan out our whole lives and this is what's going to happen. You see, often when we get something in life, often it disappears. And this is what happens, because sometimes we have an objective to achieve something, but actually it's not in line with our true dharma, our true natural way, our purpose in life. And this is where the Lord plays his part to try to bring us in line with our true Dharma and our true nature. So, what we're looking at here in this video is your life is planned out. If we are to just find a way to somewhat surrender to the fact that the Lord has got plans for us, and not only he's got plans for us, he's got better plans than we can ever imagine. Isn't that beautiful? And if we are to surrender and allow him to take us down this journey, this path, then maybe we can actually achieve something in our life that's more than can be actually measured by the wealth of money and possessions. And this is really important. And the other thing is not to get hooked up that I've got to do this within a time frame. You see, I might want to become spiritualized. I might want to go back to the spiritual world at the end of this life. Why not? I'm dedicating my whole life to Lord Krishna. Every moment of my day is about Lord Krishna. Every second of the day is about the Lord. Whether I'm reading about him, whether I'm talking about him, whether I'm chanting his name, whether I'm doing kirtan, seeing him, hearing about him from more pure devotees and the acharyas. My life is all about Krishna. Does that give me a right to go back to the spiritual world at the end of this life? Maybe, but maybe not, because I'm not the one in control. The Lord is the supreme controller. He is the absolute truth. And this is what he's trying to explain to us in the Bhagavad Gita. You see, the Bhagavad Gita as it is, as translated by Srila Prabhupada, is translated literally. And it's a handbook. It's a handbook to our life. It tells you everything about who you currently are and also how you can become a better version of yourself. And it's very beautiful. So going back to what I was saying to before is this. I might have a goal, I might have an ambition, I might have a timeline, but the Lord is trying to teach us to actually surrender to life and allow life to take us through life, just having the right endeavour, the right intention and the right attitude, rather than, for instance, being lazy or can't be bothered to do things in life, as there's a percentage of the population who tends to do that. But have that right attitude, right approach to life, but to give up on this timeline, because it's this timeline, and I felt it myself. You see, here living in the ashram at ISKCON Vrindavan, there's something that one has to learn. There is an expectation in one regard that we all serve the Lord in response to us being able to live here in the ashram. But as we start to go deeper and deeper in our devotional service, we start to realize actually there has to be this personalization of our devotional service. And what I mean by that is, although I may be expected to do a certain amount of reading a day, I might be expected to do a certain amount of devotional service on a practical level to the Lord, having prasadam, looking after the facilities in the ashram. But actually, what the Lord is trying to teach us is to teach us to adapt to what is happening in the moment based on our current capacity. And this is the key. I can only do things as the Lord allows me to do. It's simple, and it's very simple. But me and my mind in the past has been preoccupied that I must do this, I must do that. Because I'm the sort of person that, to basically describe it, I'm a sort of, whatever it says on the label, I expect to be in the tin type of person. And this is what I do in regard to living here in the ashram. I know there are certain expectations, and I got caught up in these heightened expectations. But as we get further and deeper into our devotional service, into our bhakti and our sadhana, there is this realization, actually, on the basis that you're doing everything possible to serve the Lord, then there has to be a balance in order not to burn out, not to over-endeavour. And that's my danger, is over-endeavouring. So the Lord is trying to teach us, actually, you can only do things based on your current capacity. Capacity is your capability. There is only a certain amount of hours in a day to do all the tasks that you need to do to serve the Lord. And I realise this now, because sometimes I do get to the burnout, sometimes I do get to the point of exhaustion. But this is what I'm trying to learn, everything in balance. And going back to this verse of the Bhagavad Gita, 6.39, the Lord is trying to explain to us that maybe at some point we might be successful in this life to transcending into the spiritual world, but maybe not. I've accepted in life now that I can't imagine myself getting to the spiritual world at the end of this life. It doesn't matter how much work I do, I know there is so much more work to do. But I don't give up, I don't put half the effort in, I still put my whole effort into it, and know that underneath my thoughts, which is part illusion, part Maya Devi, the Lord will reveal the absolute truth when He is ready, based on where I have got in my life, or this life has given me, I should say, not my life, but this life has given me, how purified I've become, how decontaminated I've become, how detoxified I've become. And then He will determine whether it's in this life, the next life, or the next life, or whenever, that I'm ready to join Him in the spiritual world. And then He will give me the ticket, and I can jump on board, put the seatbelt on, and off we go. So what I say to you is this: have a good intention life, have a good outline goal, but try and stop the moment by moment timetable and over-endeavouring, or having this over an ambition that everything you do must make this happen, must make this happen, and must make this happen in a certain timeline. It's not healthy. It's not going to happen that way. The Lord is trying to teach us, and this is why the Bhagavad Gita is so important in trying to explain life to us, that if we surrender to the Lord, accept that He is the supreme controller, He is the arranger of life, He is the absolute truth, He will take us through each lesson that we need to go through. And if we are ready to transcend to the spiritual world at the end of this life or any future life, then He will surely give us that signpost. And this is the beauty, because when we start to have this realization, there's something very, very beautiful that of an outcome at the end of the day, because it means I don't need to have any worries, any fears, any anxieties about what's going to happen next, because I trust the Lord. And having that trust means that whatever's going to happen in this moment, in the next moment, in the next year, in the next 10 years or whatever, or at the end of this life, it's already been decided, and therefore I can let go. Now for you, I hope you would like to possibly consider this. Consider whether you would like to let go. Have some faith, have some trust, knowing that whatever's meant to happen in your life, maybe that is the way forward. If you've got a question, please put a question in the comment at the end of the video. I'll be very happy to do another video back in response to it. And meanwhile, I wish you the best on your journey, whichever route you choose to go. Hare Krishna.